this week.
All right, Boise State and Washington. I'm looking forward to seeing this. This is one of the better games on Saturday. We've still got Washington, though. Sizable favorite here, 14.5. 58 the total. This is another game where we might see some points scored because we know what that Washington offense looked like last year with Michael Penix, the Indiana transfer. Absolutely outstanding season he had. And, of course, an excellent offensive-minded head coach who was, of course, previously at Fresno State. And we saw the great job he was able to do transforming this Washington offense because Kalen DeBoer, when he took it over prior to last year as the head coach, this offense was dreadful. You know, the previous coach before that was just brutal, and the offense suffered because of it. And they bring in Penix, they bring in this great offensive-minded head coach, and they just lit it up last year, averaging almost 40 points per game, 370 passing yards per game, top 10 in passing offense, top 10 in scoring offense last year. Defense, though, is where the improvement has to be made. They endured a lot of injuries in the secondary, but they are a lot better experienced there now, more experienced, healthier there. That should be interesting. They had a lot of injuries on defense. I think they're going to be a lot improved. This is a game where I almost laid the points with Washington. I lean to the Huskies here. I've got questions about Boise, even though Talon Green, who's going to be there now, starting quarterback, he took over midway last season for Hank Bachmeier, who was ineffective, and then they fired the OC, and then Talon Green took over, and he played better. And I think their offense is good, but I think on the defensive side of the football, you look at this Boise team. Boise's defense had to do their best to keep them in a lot of games last year. And I think if you look at this year's defense, got a few more question marks than I've become accustomed to with having for a Boise State team on the defensive side of the football. So you put it together, and I'm leaning favorite. I'm leaning over in this game. Haven't bet either one yet. What do you think here, Conor?
Yeah, I like it to be a little bit lower. I think there's points. The only thing, I've always had this a little bit, unless I really love taking a lot of overs week one. Because, and the games this last week, as we see with the clock we didn't get into, if there's just going to be points, there will be. Obviously, there's probably people are getting it down 6 less plays a game or blah, blah, blah.
I think there were 3 overs and 4 unders with the 7 games in week 0.
Yeah, that was right. Yeah. So I think this one could get over from what we saw last year with Washington with their defense. And they're a team. There's another one. I like them. They're at home here. But a defense like that, laying double digits, I want to pump the brakes. But I don't know if I've seen enough out of Boise to jump on them here, catching the 2 touchdowns. I got to see more. They did bring back, their wideouts are back. They have some decent pieces on offense. And their defense at times was pretty good, just depending on the opponent. You mentioned Penix, some people put in here, and he should light it up. And I think Washington wins. I just don't know if they cover this number. I definitely lean over too.